Hello everyone. Just an update on Ukraine-Russian crisis. So Biden has put troops on prepare to deploy orders. Um, in terms of numbers, Kirby cited that a whopping 8,500 troops could potentially deploy. All told, the number of forces that the secretary has placed on heightened alert comes up to about 8,500 personnel, Kirby said. So the John Kirby, Pentagon spokesman, is saying about 8,500 troops can potentially be deployed. The troops could also be on standby should the US decide they are needed to evacuate tens of thousands of Americans now residing in Ukraine. The forces won't be authorized to enter Ukraine, US officials said, but they could be used to support any such contingency. Many of the forces must be prepared to move within 18 to 36 hours. So yeah, US is ready to deploy troops on the ground in Ukraine. Moving on, Russia is planning lightning war to take out Ukraine's capital. That's what British Prime Minister is claiming. The intelligence, according to him, is very clear that there are 60 Russian battle groups on the borders of Ukraine. The plan for a lightning war that could take out Kyiv is one that everybody can see. At least that's what Boris Johnson is saying. Britain seized the world's attention on Sunday and Saturday by accusing President Vladimir Putin of plotting to install a pro-Russian leader in Ukraine. So not only it will be a lightning war, according to Boris Johnson, the plot is to replace the existing leader with a pro-Russian leader in Ukraine. A dramatic late-night announcement that instantly thrust it onto the front lines of the most dangerous security crisis in Europe in the decades. Of course, Russia denies both of these accusations. So that's coming from UK. NATO puts forces on standby, deploys more jets and ships. Russia responds with 20 warships in Baltic. So yeah, a lot of NATO countries have started to deploy their troops and arms for Ukrainian support. Germany is so far on the sidelines, but troop buildup has started. So we are reaching the point where continuous Russian and Belarusian military buildup in Europe needs to be addressed by appropriate NATO measures. That's what Latvia's Foreign Affairs Minister Edgar Rinkevich said on Monday. Denmark is sending a frigate to the Baltic Sea and is set to deploy 4 F-16 fighter jets to Lithuania. Spain is sending ships to join NATO naval forces and is considering sending fighter jets to Bulgaria. France has expressed its readiness to send troops to Romania under NATO command. Netherlands is sending 2 F-35 fighter jets to Bulgaria from April to support NATO's air policing activities in the region, and is putting a ship and land-based units on standby for NATO response forces. So yeah, a lot of military buildup happening both from the Russian and the NATO side. UK Foreign Office also announced Monday that some of its staff and dependents are withdrawing. So UK has started ordering families to move out of the country as well, and so is US. Russia response to the NATO buildup will come in the form of naval drills, with Interfax reporting Monday that 20 Russian Navy ships have deployed to conduct drills and movements in the Baltic Sea. So Russia is going to do some naval drills in the response. EU foreign policy chief suggests US and UK are dramatizing Ukraine situation. So EU as a whole is not as keen as US and UK, it seems. US and UK embassies have begun drawing down some of their non-essential staff and diplomats, family members. I mentioned that already. EU is not following the US in withdrawing its diplomatics family from Ukraine, top European diplomat Joseph Borrell said on Monday, adding that there was no need to dramatize the situation while talks with Russia continue. So it looks like they have started negotiations, some sort of talks and negotiations with Russia. We're not going to do the same thing because we don't know any specific reasons, Borrell said as he arrived for a meeting of EU foreign ministers, which will include video link participation by US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken. I don't think we had to dramatize as far as negotiations are going on, and they are going on. So yeah, he confirms that there are some negotiations going on. Absolute carnage across Russian stock markets. Gazprom and Sberbank, the two benchmark stocks, are falling off the cliff with losses if 10% today alone. So losses across the board, 11% for Gazprom, Sberbank 9.38, Lukoil 6.2, Rosneft 8.17, Tatneft 9.47. Yeah, it's so Russian stock market is not in a good shape. US government has issued a security alert for Belarus in light of Russian military activity near Ukraine. US citizens in Belarus should regularly reevaluate possible departure plans in the event of an emergency. So US government has issued, looks like, a security alert for US citizens in Belarus. And lastly, Lukashenko, who is the president of Belarus, signed a decree on convening an extraordinary session of Parliament of Belarus on January 27th. So day after tomorrow, there is going to be an extraordinary session of Parliament of Belarus. No reason explained. It's kind of obvious. So they will be discussing the Ukrainian-Russian situation. But extraordinary session could mean anything. Maybe they are ready to do something, or maybe they are just preparing their public that in case things go hot, yeah, just to keep the public calm. So yeah, things are ramping up. This is just a follow-up video on my previous one, where I mentioned the war drums are beating loud. Yeah, so things have escalated since then. I have seen lots and lots of video where Russia has done troop deployments across the border, both in Belarus, on the border of Russia, and in Chechnya, and in some cases they are saying that the part of Ukraine that has been occupied by Russia and part of Moldova that has been occupied by Russia. So yeah, they're trying to basically encircle Ukraine, at least videos seem to depict that. We don't know honestly what that truth is. I mean, it's possible a lot of these videos may be just old, and media is just trying to uh, create a situation where things kind of escalate. Hope it doesn't come to that. Hope saner heads prevail. War is not going to be good for anyone. I mean, with the Federal Reserve trying to taper, then increase interest rates, and then quantitative tightening going forward, US probably has already started to go in recession, and so would be the rest of the world. And if war starts, there is no doubt the whole world economy will be in recession. Oil might go off the roof, which means more consumer price inflation. Um, Already inflation is sky high. Gas prices going up, and oil prices going up will not improve that situation. Possibly will also impact the supply chains as well, especially if any goods and services that are moving from Russia, uh, maybe even using that Arctic area for any movements as well. So yeah, that's on Russian and Ukraine crisis. Please subscribe, share, like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.